Hi, my name is Nur Azima binti Jaharin.
Introduction. Globalization is another term of international business. The purpose of this assignment is for us as students to learn more about the difference of business ethics and culture practice in different countries when it involves doing business internationally. The country that we choose is South Korea, while the company we choose is Proton Holdings Berhad. South Korea is the official Republic of Korea. The reason we choose this country is because nowadays South Korea has been one of the influential country and one of the top 10 business-friendly economies in the world right now. As South Korea is a high-tech economy and a modern and upgraded city, it is the most suitable to enter the market of our product, which is cars, as many citizens in South Korea tend to use cars a lot to go everywhere, as South Korea is a big country. The multinational companies that we have chosen is Proton Holdings Berhad. Proton Holdings Berhad is a Malaysian automobile company that engaged in the design, manufacture, distribution, and sale of automobiles. It was founded on 9 July 1985. The founder is Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad. The headquarters is at Shah Alam, Selangor, Malaysia. The profile of South Korea. South Korea is an Asian country located in the south of the Korean peninsula. As you can see, the country is bordered by North Korea, the Sea of Japan, and the Yellow Sea on the southeast by the Korean Strait, which separating it from the island of Tsushima, Japan. In 1945, after Japan's unconditional surrender, Korea was divided into two occupation zones, with the US controlling the southern half of the peninsula and the Soviet Union administrating the northern half. This resulted in the establishment of two different governments in 1948, both claiming to be the genuine government of all of Korea. The Communist-aligned Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, and the West-aligned First Republic of Korea. The conflict concluded on July 27, 1953. The Korean Demilitarization Zone separated the peninsula, and two different governments merged to become the current political entities of North and South Korea.
Hello, my name is Abigail Bubudan. For South Korea demographic factors, since the 1950s, South Korea's age structure has shifted dramatically, growing mostly to declining birth rates and growing life expectancy. According to 2004 estimate, 20.4% of the population is under the age of 15. 71.4% is between the age of 15 and 64, and 8.2% is 65 and over. More than 20% of the population will be 65 or older by 2030, according to forecasts. Other than that, the Republic of Korea had a population of 51,744,648 people as of January 1st, 2022. This is a 0.48% or 249,238% increase over the previous year's population of 51,495,409. The natural growth was positive in 2021 with 186,928 more births than that. The population rose by 62,309 due to external migration. The whole population had a sex ratio of 0.994, which is 994 men of every 1,000 females, which was lower than the worldwide sex ratio. As of 2021, the global sex ratio was about 1,016 males for every 1,000 females. Next is the South Korea's population. Here is the diagram of South Korea's population. As the diagram shows just now, according to the World's elaboration, the most recent United Nations statistic, the Republic of Korean current population is 51,338,378 as of Thursday, January 27, 2022. By 2020, the population of South Korea is predicted to be 51,269,185 people in the midpoint of the year. South Korea's population is equal to 0.66% of the world population. The country rank is at 28 in the terms of population among nations, including dependencies. Other than that, the South Korea has a population density of 527 persons per square kilometer. The entire land is 97,230 square kilometer. The urban population is 81%, which is 41,934,110 people in 2022, and the South Korea's median age is 43.7 years. And here is the South Korea's density map.
Hi, my name is Nur Sarafinas binti Rizalman. As for the industry, manufacturing has been the engine of economic growth in South Korea industry. Among its main manufacturers are mobile phone, consumer electronic, household, white goods, cars, ships, and steel, all of which are exported around the globe. As an advanced manufacturing economy, South Korea imports large quantities of natural resources such as coal, iron ore, and oil. Electronic items and semiconductors are manufactured in South Korea by firms such as Samsung Electronic and SK Hynix Semiconductor Company, which are well known around the globe. South Korea vehicle industry is well developed with a large production capacity. Hyundai, Renault, Samsung, and Kia are well-known South Korean automakers. Next, for the major trading partners, South Korea is deeply connected with international commerce and finance, making it particularly vulnerable to external influences, particularly from China, followed by the United States, Vietnam, Hong Kong, and Japan. Electronics, textiles, ships, vehicle, and steel are among South Korea's most significant export. Oil, semiconductors, natural gas, coal, steel, and iron ore, among others items, are the country's most important imports. China, Asian member countries, the United States, the European Union, Japan, India, Brazil, and Paraguay are key export partners of South Korea. South Korea's most important import partners are Japan, India, Brazil, and Paraguay. Other than that, South Korea also has 17 free trade agreements with other countries. Move to the culture, South Korea are one of the oldest cultures in the whole wide world. Originally prevalent among the early Korean nomadic tribes, the traditional culture of Korea developed into the present-day culture of South Korea. Since the divisions of Korea in 1948, South Korea has pursued its own path of cultural development distinct from that of North Korea, preserving thousands of years of ancient Korean cultures with influences from ancient Chinese culture while separating itself from North Korean cultures. All of South Korea's history, custom, traditions, and belief are considered part of its culture. Lastly, South Korea industrialization, urbanization, and westernization, particularly in Seoul, have resulted in several changes in the way Koreans live. South Korean cultures includes its cuisine, holidays, national sports, and cultural conventions, as well as its popular cultures, which includes music, movies, dramas, and fashions.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Ain Farhana binti Adnan.
Next is requirement strategy. The first question is, are you going to select experienced or younger manager? Proton Holding Berhad is a Malaysian vehicle manufacturer that engage in the design, manufacture, distribution, and sale of automobiles. So they need to select experienced manager. There are two types of requirement strategy, which is requirement external and requirement internal. When a company attempts to fill a position from inside its current personnel, this is known as requirement internal.
External requirement is when a company looks for a suitable candidate from outside the company to fill a vacancy. For hiring in South Korea, they need to use external requirements to find a new experienced manager to take care of the company at South Korea. But also they can bring to South Korean Malaysian experienced managers to help them and give training to them. They need to find experienced manager that know all about the car and manager that have experience work at a automobile corporation. This is due to experienced worker know what to do. They have discovered common scenarios that your work will reveal, and they have learned how to deal with them. Moreover, they have the accessory skills that come with the job. They know how to use the computers and equipment needed to get the job done. They have also worked long enough to understand workplace culture and fit. With this, the work can be completed in a quick and smooth time without doing any problem to the company. Also, all new employees and managers can learn new things together with unexperienced managers. The second question is what the condition you listed prior to the requirement. The first condition is educational requirement. Some positions will require application to have a certain level of education. For example, the job requires a high school diploma, a college degree, or a graduate degree. The employer will list the educational requirement for the job in the job posting. In some cases related to work experience, known as equivalent experience, can be substituted for some of the educational requirement. Candidates who had completed their graduation or degree also can apply for job at the Proton holding Berhad. The second condition is skill requirement. Skills requirement is also very important. There are many skills that we need to acquire, such as communication skills, time management, problem solving, listening, multitasking, confidence, and others. However, communication skills are very important when working at Proton Holding Berhad. This is because the employees and manager of Proton Holding Berhad need to explain to their customers about the car that the customer want to buy or want to know. All the employees and manager of Proton Holding Berhad need to be articulate to attract customers to buy Proton car. The last condition is experience. Experience requirement is the most important things when you need to apply the vacancy. This is due to many company want to hire the manager or employees that already have experience and also don't need to waste time to teach them again. Also, the experienced employees or manager have a understanding of the work environment and is able to adapt to the environment quickly.
Hi, my name is Nur Hafiza binti Mahmur. Now we will talk about the selection strategy on how do you select final candidates for the job. Proton Holding Sdn Berhad will select the potential candidate to perform the job by having the selection process. This consists of aptitude written test, online technical interview, and also human resource interview. The most promising candidate can be evaluated based on their characteristics, which are first one is by managerial competence. The potential candidate has both the technical and leadership skills. The technical skills basically are the ability or the knowledge in order to perform the job effectively. For example, the knowledge on automation which is necessary for the car's manufacturer, while for leadership skills was to oversee the process very detailed and bring out the best qualities in their team members. Secondly is appropriate training, which is starting cultural training for expatriates candidate to emphasize the communication and eliminate the cultural blunders. These include the expat training and family education to provide support during the assignment. Lastly is adaptability to new situations. This is also important since it helps in decreasing the environmental pressures. For example, adjusting to a new work and job environment so that the candidate will not feel left out and culture shock. First step is to ensure that the manager are able to adapt with the cultural which means the employee had to understand the country's cultural adjustment and setting to prevent them to experience culture shock whereby they will feel fear, helpless, confusion and self-doubt which eventually can affect their effectiveness and productivity. Next is by giving a realistic preview of the new job and assignment by providing the expatriates and their family a pre-departural language and cultural training to ensure that the expatriates could be able to understand the detail of the role of each assignment placed in their overall career prospect. For example, Proton has decided to provide training sessions to ensure that their staff are improving their skills so that they have the ability to manufacture, sell, and service a new generation of product in the future. Next is to ensure that the candidate has the technical ability to carry out the job successfully. It is crucial to choose the candidate with the technical skills along with the communication skills because both skills was related. Since Proton is a manufacturer which obviously is structured to acknowledge efforts, new idea, encourage outstanding sales and performance of the brand, also to promote the product really well. Other than that, Proton must developing and implementing a plan for select its employees a host country market. For example, companies must be aware of the host country's regulation, laws and